Yeah, I apologize for getting a little bit of Mardu on your screen, but I saw a mid-range deck that was close to this that did well in a smaller historic term MTG Melee over the weekend, and I wanted to poke at it a little bit. I think Rahilda is probably one of the more powerful direct-to-digital cards here, basically drawing a card off the opponent's deck when it hits, and then the day-night mechanic on this, forcing the opponent to play spells, is really good in the control matchups. We got Glint-Sleeve Siphoner as another proactive 2-drop that generates card advantage. This basically draws half a card a turn by making one out of the 2 energy it needs to draw you an extra card. And then we've got some other powerful card advantage at the top end of our curve, and then other good interaction between removal spells like these, and then also disruptive discard at the bottom. So let's pop on into some games with this and see how it goes. This deck screen is so bad. Where is the Mardu deck we were just working on? Am I blind? Or is it not here? No, crap, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to hit play, I wanted to cancel. Am I just blind, chat? Where is the deck that I actually want to play? It's for the follow chuck. Fourth column, third row. Fourth column, nope, not the third row. Fourth, there we go. Fourth row, fourth column, fourth row. Why is it all the way down here? We just edited it, chat. Why is it so far down? The Playblade is really close to being an improvement. It's just another one of those things where, like, they very clearly didn't have an actual person that plays Magic Arena test this thing before pushing it to production. Like, companies that care about their user interfaces and have enough staff and budget to do it right, they, like, watch actual users use their interfaces before pushing them to production to check for things that, like, users expect to be happening. Are we dead? I think... I think we might have died, chat. I'm actually just gonna concede this matchup. I don't think our mid-range deck can win this matchup. I'm gonna concede and move on to the next one. We're at the Diamond 4 rank floor. We have, like, Vanishing Verse and Burn spells as our removal spells queue into 5-color Niv. Sounds about right. Yeah, sorry, I gotta manually load Untapped. It's extra annoying. Tap should be loaded for this one. Okay, yeah, this is good. We've got a proactive 2-drop on 2 into Skyclave as a removal spell on 3 that could potentially push this through to connect for damage. I mean, not only could our mid-range deck not really beat 5-color Niv to begin with, but all of our removal spells are explicitly poorly lined up into Territorial Kavu. Because like any mid-range deck, we have to pick and choose what our interaction is, and just like actually every interactive spell in my deck is bad there. Come eat pizza. Thanks for the 37 months. Welcome back. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and then we'll Skyclave the Vanguard. Then we get to attack with Rahilda, so they have to decide, do they want to chump block, or do they want to let us draw a card? So kind of an ideal-ish start here for us. Alright, second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Opponent is on the spice, chat. We are officially the bad man here. We're on the wrong side of history. The not Sawtusk Demolisher side of history. Alright, so extra Skyclaves and Vanishing Verses sound good here. We're gonna trim the Archon. Orcus is probably a little slow at our top end. This a try. We might want more hard removal in the sideboard, although I guess Skyclave kind of counts. Oh, chat, I haven't showed this one off before. We were playing Runeterra before this. I've got my official League of Legends partner program hoodie on, and it's got adorable creatures on the back. Their IP is so good. Toxic, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Of course I've watched Arcane. It's excellent. Hey, greatness at any cost, Chip. Isn't Riot streamer support also decent? The best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring it down. They actually just give out fully loaded accounts for basically all of their games to people in their partner program. They have a good understanding of the fact that content producers make them money, so they want to support their content producers, as opposed to looking at their content producers as additional piggy banks. So I could Bonecrusher here, but then they're gonna just Skyclave it. I think I'm inclined to just double spell this turn. To be fair, as someone who's been in a lot of game spaces, I don't think the average Riot Games community is much different than, like, say, the average Magic community, in that, like, their community thinks that Riot has no idea what they're doing and is running their game into the ground. Card game players, chat. It's honestly not even card game players, it's all game players. Happens in MOBAs and other games too. We're gonna attack first to start, so that way we can pump if they block and get a 2/2 back. And then post-combat, after they don't block, we'll just deal 1, and then we'll Inquisition them, plus play another Glint-Sleeve Siphoner here. Basically, all gamers think the company that makes their game has no idea what that company has no idea what they're doing. That's the TLDR. I tried out TFT. Yes. We did a bounty board thing for TFT at one point. TFT doesn't have a tutorial, is the TLDR of me having tried TFT. I think I just kill the Pouncer here. Although I could kill the Skyclave and get a 2-2. Yeah, let's do that actually and just pressure them. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit for 3 here. Means I don't get a counter on this, but I can deploy Bonecrusher this turn, which is nice. Thanks for the 44 months, unit. I appreciate the 3.5 years. Welcome back. Well, super punished for letting their thing live, huh? Are we dead? I think we might be dead. I think we've died. Yeah, if we had a 6th land, we could Chandra plus Helix. Yeah, Ember Cleave is still pretty good. I guess I can technically... I guess we could technically stack block this, right? Yeah, we can pump Knight and put everything in front of it. Well, it says double strike, chat. So, if I pump the Knight once, they're going to kill the Knight and this, and then these. Oh, could I have attacked with this? I could have attacked with this, right? Yeah, I could have attacked with this. So I block like this. If they deal 6 to this, it's gonna be 5, then these will kill it. Or if they kill these, this will finish it with Death Touch. I missed an attack for 2 there. The Runeterra deck codes will be in the video description this evening. My Mobalytics is bugged and doesn't automatically post my decks I play anymore for some reason. I haven't cared enough to figure it out. Yeah, missing this attack could actually end up being a big deal, because it means I don't get to draw an extra card next turn, and I would have been able to, because I have 1 energy right now. I would have 2, and we have the Chandra to deal with the first Eternalized Pouncer here. So.
When people start screaming, I know I'm on track.
So I'm down in energy / card right now. Is it my bad sequencing? Alright, so we've got 3 shots to find a way to kill this. And other damage spells work.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Oh. I think this turn I have to hold back Glint-Sleeve Siphoner, so that way if they have a removal spell, I don't die. No, yeah, untap lets you mouse over the battlefield too. So, thanks to the magical wonder that is First Strike, we're actually not dead here. Hey, Happy New Year, Shaman. Thanks for the almost 3.5 years. Welcome back. Love it. All right, I think we're actually going to recover from here, huh? I would like to cast that one, please. What did we pay the shuffler today? You know, sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky. By the way, folks that are coming in and resubbing, especially if you dropped out of the Discord server over the weekend, I posted my start of the year sub survey in the announcements channel there. So if you're one of the lovely people that's kind enough to allow this to be my job, if you can take a minute and fill that out, I'd appreciate the support. For those that haven't done that before or heard me talk about it, that's basically the responses on that survey kind of dictate what formats I focus on in Magic, what other games that I play. If you like Historic more than Alchemy, Alchemy more than Historic, you want to see more Historic Brawl. If you like the open series events that we run, if you like Pokemon Unite or Runeterra, that quick couple minute survey is a good place to let me know which types of content I should focus on. This is a pretty easy mulligan here. No plays past this one drop, and I don't have a second red for these Chandras. Yikes. All right, 5 cards it is. Are we going to 5? Are we going to 5, chat? Am I? I guess this hand kind of sucks against Yorion. I guess Hive's not terrible. Maybe we keep this. I'm going to greed, chat. I'm going to bottom the Skyclave and keep the rest. It says 2 castable spells and a Stomp and Bonecrusher. What's not to love? It is. It is a 7 card hand. Yeah, if we draw a white source, seems fine, right? Because for the follow fast bond. Oh man, Standard is just continuing to get dumpstered on the sub-survey. We'll have to pull up some of the results on stream to share. We might be done with Standard here in Hoaglandia, champ. Might be an Alchemy Historic focus for Arena moving forward. I was very good at drawing Skyclaves, right? Standard is garbage at the moment. I mean, insert always has been meme here. Standard is doing worse than Cube on the survey so far. Can make mana of any color for a life, right? Yeah, good. Oh, this makes white mana now. Chat, they fixed our mana for us. That's so nice of them.
Consider yourself fortunate our motives lie. Dire times call for dire tactics.
Is Standard less popular than any of the non-magic things? Yeah, it's lower than both Pokemon Unite and Runeterra. It's slightly above single-player variety games. I think these helixes are ready to start going upstairs, chat. That's why we shocked it in. Speaking of the open series, by the way, chat, our next open is this weekend, this Saturday. We already have almost 80 signups last I checked. So if you're someone that regularly plays in those events or you've been thinking about playing in it, you should sign up sooner rather than later to make sure you get your slot. The event will be capping at 256 players. Hey, Toad, thanks for the 33 months. Welcome back. Just gonna go ahead and step on them and play a 4-3 out here. B. Aggressive. B. E. Aggressive. Do, 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 do. Yeah, them Thoughtseizing our Lightning Helix was almost resource efficiency for us, huh? Opponent's deck had a lot of value. Fortunately for us, they were dead before they could generate it all. So we've got some grindy cards we get to board in here. I think Rampaging Ferocidon probably comes in too, right? Yeah, I think Bonecrusher's a pretty appropriate power level card for most of the Magic's non-rotating formats. For sure. So, boarding out some of our removal spells that don't line up well into what they have going on, bringing in some extra grindy things like Cake Command, Showdown of the Skalds, and Go Blank. Whose team is Treacherous Blessing on? I think it's probably their team. Just take that away. Feel free to mute and ignore the Discord server if Discord's not your cup of tea, or leave after, but I do appreciate the folks that pop in there to fill out the survey. Help me know which directions I should push in for stuff. Step on their face here. And then I think we just go blank here, right? I don't really want to play out cards here to give them a binding into Yorion curve. So I think getting to spend my mana attacking their hand here feels reasonable. How long will it be from start to finish? I am expecting this event to likely get near the player cap, so it will be longer than previous ones. Our previous opens usually went 6 to 8 hours. I imagine this one will probably be closer to 8 to 9 because of the increased player size. We have like 80 people signed up already, so I imagine we'll be closer to 200 players, even if we don't hit the actual cap. It's quite late for your... it depends on what your definition of late is. It starts at 11 Central. So you will be playing into the night if you are ahead of my time zone. It's a real shame this was a tapped land. If we could have Thoughtseized the Yorion here, it would have been huge. Yeah, we have a slightly later start time than we used to do because it's better for the West Coast. The event starts at 9 a.m. West Coast time. And while I appreciate the Europeans that watch, a majority of my audience is US-based, so positioning the tournaments to be better for a majority of my audience is the ideal thing to be doing for me. I think I take the Sorin because it has the ability to gain them life. I think we're on the try and burn them out plan here. We're probably dead this game. The fact that we're missing land drops is a pretty big deal. Them peeling the Treacherous Blessing after we took one was also bad for us. We draw a red source here, we might be able to burn them out before they kill us. Is the hope at this point. Oath of Kaya was easily the best find in their deck here. There's a way for them to gain life. Probably puts this game out of reach. It also helps them kill us faster. The lack of red source is really biting us there for sure. Take game 3 on the play here. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Let's run it back. Who's commenting in the open. Jim Davis will be joining me again as usual, and Brad Nelson will be joining us for a couple rounds in the middle as our guest commentator like Cedric did yesterday, or yesterday, last event. Non-zero chance that we sell out Hoot's currently silenced. I think we have like 80 signups last I checked. We have double the amount of pre-registers for this one that we had for the last one as the final player count. And part of that is because this one is historic, but another part of it too is because we have the set championship invite to give out, almost assuredly. Yeah, you gain that life, opponent. You do it. I want to make it 2-3 to start, so I can start attacking.
No cost. I bring my own army. What's one more grudge?
This could miss. Meat Hook Massacre. Vanishing Verse. I might just take the Vanishing Verse here, honestly. And just, like, plan not to commit multiple things to the board.
It's my turn. Yup, you're going down.
If they, like, play Sorin and make a vampire of their own, we get to, like, Chandra down to kill the vampire. End's rough. At least the binding's going away.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
So, feels like they're likely to meat hook next turn already, so I'm not going to play another creature out, I don't think. Bonecrusher is not a terrible draw, because it means if they Yorion, we can downtick Chandra plus Stomp to kill the bird, to kill the 4/5. That's a great draw. Very punishing for them not just doing their thing right away.
Today's my lucky day.
Gosh, and now if they don't have something else to deal with Chandra here, I just get to take the Yorion. And now, if they don't top deck an answer to Chandra, I get to emblem her. They definitely got punished for being greedy here.
I bring order to this broken
One of the things I'm most interested to see is, do the players that we're adding to this tournament because of the event, do the players we're going to be adding to this tournament because of the invite, what kind of people are they? Because on average, I think our tournaments tend to run really smoothly because of the type of person that's in Hoaglandia on average. And this tournament has definitely had a record number of new subscribers to Hoaglandia to explicitly just play in the tournament. And for the record, I don't mean bad people, I just more mean people who aren't gonna follow directions. Yeah, they're dead. Chandra emblem is unbeatable, chat. Yeah, what breakdown? Well, the decks that people bring to will be a different question as well. That's true. I would not be surprised if this tournament this weekend is the first time in the 2 years running tournaments we have to DQ someone for not following the directions and being able to stream. We've run over a dozen tournaments. I think last I checked, we've run 15 Hoaglandia Opens, and we've to date never had to DQ someone like is written in the rules for failure to screen share upon request. So hopefully we'll continue that streak. I don't want to have to remove people, but people also need to follow the rules so we can do coverage. I would like to keep that streak alive. It's a standard feature of most tournaments. No, most tournaments run on MTG Melee do not have official full coverage like we do for the Hoaglandia events, Bluefire. We are certainly the exception there, not the rule. So the stream itself won't be delayed, so we can grab comments from chat in real time. However, even the primary feature match will be about 5 minutes delayed, so that way there's no chance for people to ghost the feature match, essentially. So with a bigger prize, we will be doing that to maintain tournament integrity. We've always worked on it's in the rules, and we largely used the honor system previously. But with more prizes, I'm not gonna trust people on the internet to do the right thing. Thanks for the 7 months, Toasted. Welcome back. I'm gonna shock this in to play around a sensor here.
You and I are gonna take them out. Yup.
Unfortunately, cannot cast this Thoughtseize because of Archon here. These Archons in the main deck, honestly, might be wrong. They seem like a fine sideboard card, but they've been super awkward in most of the matchups that we've played so far.
Oh, that's nasty. You want to play with fire, huh? Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Gosh, that Archon's gonna basically have lost us this game, chat.
Yup.
If I would have been able to Thoughtseize and like take their other Bolas or Chandra here, we would have been so far ahead in this game. And now I like have to do this. I guess we're Chandra to Chandra with theirs being up loyalty slightly.
I know. See ya.
We're still much worse off than we would have been if we hadn't had Archon in our deck.
This'll be easy.
Alright, that'll do, pig. If we'd have been able to Thoughtseize their Torch of Defiance, we win that pretty easily. And then some grindy cards here. Do I want my Vanishing Verses? I'm gonna board in 1 for their Chandra, but I don't think I want that many. Hand's pretty good. Rahilda on the play is excellent. 3 other pieces of card advantage to go with her. Alright, hopefully there's another 2-drop on top of our deck. My opponent's deck is blue fire, which means they probably have counter spells post board, which makes discard spells better. They also don't have a lot of creatures that I want to play removal spells against. Deep. Yeah, like, I know they're obviously playing Thoughtseizes, but I don't really consider this opponent's deck to be a discard deck. They're a control deck that happens to be playing discard spells. Well then. We take those, I guess. This is the part where they drew a sweeper. Nope, just dead. Good stuff. Good stuff. We take those. Singing's fine. Not amazing, but fine. 84 people signed up for the open. Good stuff. Good stuff. Chat, I currently have 297 responses on the sub-survey. If we get to 300, I'll share the results we have so far on stream. So if you want to see some numbers and you haven't filled it out yet, go do that. In the previous opens, what percentage of players sign up in the last 24 to 48 hours? 60 to 75%. A majority of players sign up in the last couple of days, based on previous opens. Yeah, that's good. It's a card that can catch them back up. Basically, every time they plus this, it's like drawing 2 cards.
A mote of my power.
Think we just double stomp this and play a tapped land? And then we lose the K command because Showdown is up. And then next turn, I think I'm supposed to exile the land, but that might be greedy. With the land, I can Thoughtseize, Helix, and Bonecrusher. Perfect. Okay, so now we can Thoughtseize to clear a counterspell, hopefully. And then Helix the... Okay. I think we're a little bit behind, or maybe we're a little bit ahead. Game's real close at any rate. Like anybody has a wide lead here. Show me your secrets. Gosh, and they milled a Nico Bolas here, chat. I need to get this out of my hand.
Out of my way. I have a way to stop. You fight for me now. What's one more grudge?
So, kinda have to draw a Chandra next turn or we're dead. Because this Bolas flipping ends us. They draw another King Command? So, close game 3 until the end where they snowballed. We would have won game 1 if our deck had been built better. Let's cut these Archon of Emerias and get some cards into our deck that are more reasonable than that. I don't know if Spellbinder is what I want. I might just want, like, some more card advantage. We have enough removal. It could be like Showdown of the Skalds in the main. A card's been kind of impressive out of the sideboard. We could play some amount of Kroxa. I don't hate that suggestion, especially with some of the control decks in this format. With some of the control decks playing, what's it called? They're playing copies of not the Stifle card, the thing that makes your things not die. That's pretty, it makes it extra good there. We're like not using our graveyard at all at the moment. Proctor, yeah, that's the one. Is Containment Priest actually good in this format? I guess it's fine against Phoenix, but like we have Rip and Archon for there, and we have Vanishing Verse as well. We could just play some actual K-Command in the main too. Maybe that's better than Showdown, because this is an interactive card. Although we have a lot of burn spells already. Would I rather have Showdown or K-Command? We just Coward split it. Put like 2 of each in the 75 with like 1 main, 1 board of each. I don't think I feel like blocking Warriors. Containment is kinda Cat Oven. Kinda. I don't know that Cat Oven's too terrible for us though, right? Like between K-Command and Skyclave Apparition and Vanishing Verse and Rest in Peace, I feel like we've got a lot of good tools there already, huh? These colors have a lot of quality answers to things. Oh, I said I was gonna share survey data if people did the thing. Did people do the thing? Look at that, 311 responses. All right, so we do a lot of different content here on the channel. So I always send out a survey with a couple of quick kind of what do people like type questions for people that support me. So if you're someone that's a Twitch sub, a YouTube member, or Patreon, there's a link in the supporter Discord survey to this. And the big number that stands out in my mind looking at this so far is Standard versus Alchemy among members of Hoaglandia is almost a 50% differential. So I was kind of feeling like I'm mostly off of Standard, and when we want to play a rotating format, we'll focus on Alchemy, but yeah. Yeah, like Standard is even doing worse than a number of the types of non-Magic content, which is usually we've been a primarily Magic stream for a long time. We've just recently started branching out into other things, so the fact that it's even worse than those is impressive. This is another metric that's relevant too. Even though 32% of people said they're somewhat interested in Standard, there is only 4 people out there who said Standard is the format they're most interested in seeing, with Historic and Alchemy being a lot higher than that for other things here. The set championship to set a low bar seems like it has increased interest in these, and then this is always an interesting metric for I like to show this one to other content producers. There's a lot of people that like ignore YouTube as Twitch streamers, and the fact that like a bunch of people who sub to me on Twitch watch more YouTube, or at least as much, I think is always something interesting to look at. This is a pretty even split, but this basically tells me it's worthwhile for me to spend time on YouTube because it turns into people supporting my stuff. So thank you to the 300 some odd folks that filled that out already. If you haven't, I'll be looking at responses to that probably for the next 3 or 4 days. I won't show the free response sections on stream, but I do go through and read all of those. So if you have feedback you don't want to put into Twitch chat, that's a good place to put it. Nimrod Hero, thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. With that draw, I think we lead on Inquisition now. Alright, I'm going to take the Anger and leave them the 1-for-1. It's for the 3rd of a year, Crow. I have actual 0 desire to play a MOBA with a keyboard and mouse. Actual zero. If I wanted to play League of Legends proper, my hoodie's actually a League of Legends partner program hoodie because of the Runeterra content that I do on occasion. So, I have access to a fully loaded League account if I wanted one. I don't really want to play a MOBA with a keyboard and mouse though. A big part of why I play so much Pokemon Unite is being able to play it on the gamepad is great. Strong prefer playing non-card games via gamepad whenever possible. No, I'm not really interested in Wild Rift because you can't play it with the controller. Wild Rift is theoretically supposed to come to console at some point, and when that happens, we'll probably try it on stream. But I'm really not a huge fan of streaming mobile games if I can avoid it. Usually just do those for sponsored segments because I like money. I like money. Alright, so we're attacking with Rahilda here. And they're going to make a 3/3 shark to try and block. We will use Stomp along with the first strike to make sure that it doesn't kill my thing. Oh, they're just chump blocking. Deal. In. Now I get to play Chandra while they're tapped out. Now, this could be a... They didn't use this because they have Gear Hulk for the Opus next turn, in which case that would not be great for us. All right, chat, we're getting Gear Hulk Opus, chat. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Do. Oh yeah, that's an interesting thought. If I stomp that I draw two, I don't know if that's worthwhile though. And this is one of the many tough parts about playing into control decks in this format, right? Like they're not just control decks, they're effectively combo control, which mid-range decks are notoriously bad against combo control decks. We have some hate cards to bring in here, which will hopefully help us a little bit, but by and large, I expect this type of matchup to be truly atrocious for the deck that we're playing. I'm gonna trim Croxa because I'm bringing in Rest in Peace. Thanks for the 28, Lark. Welcome back. I mean, Archon stops them from gear hulking us, which is one of their best ways to shove us in a box, so I think this is definitely an Archon matchup. It's weird that Archon has symmetry like a boomer card. Mood. You know, I'm pretty sure you always ask that question, Dylan, and my answer is always the same. As someone who's coming up on 31 later this week, the only vibe I feel in the air is my sore back. Is this Mardu Tradebinder? Yes, that is an accurate descriptive. Hoping to run some lands off the top. I assume this Glint-Sleeve's like 0% to draw a card the first time through. Undercover Hippo! Thanks for the third of a year. Welcome back. What's going on, Beck? Thanks for the over 3 years. Haley. Hey, I'm gonna pay 2 and I'm gonna pass here. It's gonna hold up the K command. Yeah, and then, so while they didn't do that before damage, which implies they have a counter spell. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take my 2-for-1 here while they're tapped out. And then next turn we can Thoughtseize into redeploying Glint-Sleeve. Okay, this might be shred them down to one card turn now, right? Am I supposed to go blank them? Nah, I think we just hope they don't draw removal so we can start generating card advantage. Just go blank them next turn. Nice. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of that running around. Hope everything's mild all around for you, Gilfasson. It feels like with Omnicron, we're hitting the... Is endemic the correct word? State of what things are going on? Where we're basically all gonna catch some form of COVID at some point. Because remember, the flu shots that we get today and the strains of flu that are going around, they're, you know, the descendants is the right word, maybe, or spin-offs of the 1918, 1919 flu. Yes, the fact that the Omnicron variation appears to be the least deadly of the variations is a nice upside to have. Something that I didn't realize when I was doing some reading about things related to COVID is that, you know, long COVID is a thing that people had talked about where, you know, people experience COVID symptoms or blowback from COVID stuff, you know, for a long time after the fact. Apparently long flu is a thing too. And that's not something that I realized existed. People have long-term lasting effects from that as well. Man, their expressive iterations off the top have been real good. Alright, let's draw some cards, fam. Hey, your move, Yugi boy. Coco Bay. That's very generous of you. Thanks for the sub gifties. King Chainsaw, thanks for the brand new tier on sub. Welcome to the channel.
You need to take a time out.
Alright, so... What are the odds they're dead to this, The odds they're dead to this Knight of the Ebon Legion? Feels non-zero? I'm gonna try and kill them. They're gonna cycle a Shark Typhoon and I'm gonna feel bad, but I'm going for the throat here. Internal screaming, chat. Internal screaming. I don't know why they put this card into this format.
Keep up the pace.
I really, really don't understand why they felt it was necessary to put this card into this format. I don't get it. And then we'll draw land. Drew Knight at least, I guess.
Let's skip to the good part.
Yeah, like, Historic Horizons had so many sweet creature cards in it, and then just, like, randomly Archmage's Charms just, like, push non-creature decks even more than they already were. Such a disappointing inclusion. You're right, I missed getting a counter on this. Thanks for the biddies, Illicet. Hope your recovery is quick. Alright, I mean, if this is a blank, we kill the Teferi and then we're ahead. Alright, we are officially ahead, Chip. Happy New Year, Chiller. Good morning, good morning.
If you wish to surrender, hone your prowess.
Oof. Alright, Chandra's gonna draw us Thoughtseize or Inquisition, chat. I can feel it. We have exactly enough mana to cast a discard spell and activate Hive here.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Remember when Remember when Chandra could hit opposing planeswalkers? It will never not make me laugh the amount of bitching there was from Magic Boomers about cards getting errata in Alchemy and Historic, because we've been power level errataing cards with rules changes for years. Literal years. This card is so much worse with the rules today than it was under its original printing. It is so much worse.
I'm not ready for you quite yet.
Like, as Chandra was printed, we literally kill a Teferi hero. We literally don't get to draw a Teferi hero of Dominaria here. Alright, I can't draw a card here because there's an Arset in play. And then we drew a land after they've been drawing Constant Gas. Good stuff, good stuff. We do at least get to kill their Teferi this turn, but then Search for Azcant is flipping, so we're probably dead. I honestly can't believe we lost this game. Like, we were so far ahead for so much of it. And just like, this game really tells the fucked up power of Expressive Iteration and Archmage's Charms.
Should have seen that coming.
They're such a strong combination of cards for this format to have. It's just so difficult to impossible for decks like ours to keep up with. Just have actual, like, so many things went right for us this game, and it just didn't matter.
I know my responsibility.
Yep. Historic is so control heavy right now. That's tough. I mean, they weren't even a combo deck there, chat. I was just like, their control deck is just so much better against us than anything we can do. Ever. I mean, all the busted control cards did start getting printed after Paul Cheon went to work for WotC, is all I'm saying. Someone draw us up a timeline of when he started and what cards got printed after. I keep this on the play. It needs a red source, obviously, but we got 2 castable spells. Glint-Sleeve Siphoner hopefully turns into an extra card draw. Find out what Luris deck they are. They're either Auras or Cat Oven. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan, because the hand's only okay against Auras or Cat Oven. Huh. Are they Arcanist? They might be Arcanist. If they're Arcanist, I'm super happy with our keep. All of our Grandy elements here are superb. Beam. Definitely not blocking. Yeah, damage on the stack. Honestly, the changes to damage on the stack are probably the biggest set of power level erratas Magic will ever have, huh? There were a ton of Magic cards that were made meaningfully worse with that change. I'm playing the Dragonskull Summit out here, even though it's a card they didn't know about, because if my opponent plays a Kroxa next turn, I want to discard Bright Climb Pathway. Yeah, you used to be able to respond to combat damage in this game, chat. So you used to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna block with my creature, let it assign damage, and then while damage is on the stack, I'm gonna sacrifice it to village rights. So you used to get your damage and then sacrifice things to other effects after they assign their damage instead of combat. So while mana burn technically changed the function of a small number of cards, by and large, the removal of mana burn from Magic didn't really make most cards better or worse. Mana burn being removed was just a huge quality of life change. Yeah, could you imagine Cat Oven with damage on the stack? You could block with Cat, assign a damage from it, and then sack it to the oven. It'd be even better against creature decks than it already is, chat. I think we Helix here, and then pump this up and smack them. Yeah, mana burn basically never mattered, it was just annoying. It was like a TLDR. So they have to chump block here. I only have 4 cards in my bin currently, so Kroxa's not coming back yet. Fading was replaced by, what was the updated Fading mechanic? Is it Vanishing we got in Time Spiral? They haven't been playing lands, so we know their last card's a spell here. And for the Magic boomers in the audience, they'll know that Fading, the thing was sacrificed when you went to remove a counter from it but couldn't, and Vanishing is sacrificed when you remove the final counter. So they're technically different, chat. They are not the same keyword. Slacker, thanks for the 43 months. I appreciate the over 3.5 years. I am really surprised they played this instead of looting it away to try and find a land. Thanks for the follows, Fragglesworth. Good morning. Should we kept the land to discard to Croxa? No, because then their Robber of the Rich would be drawing cards, Mortex. Is the problem. Jack Rippers, thanks for the 22 months of Prime. Welcome back. Insert asinine response about Proliferate and Fading 3 and Vanishing 4 being different. Alright, this is a matchup where we want to cut all of our discard spells to have more cards that play to the board. Definitely in for Rest in Peace and Skyclaves. Maybe we just trim our, maybe we just trim the Crocs of our own since we're bringing graveyard hit. We also aren't particularly good at filling up our graveyard anyways. These are just for the, like, the kind of control matchups. After 27 months, I'm at least temporarily out of clever messages to put on this subnotation. Well, thanks for sending it anyways, Hero. Welcome back. Ship it. Hey, in it to win it, Chip. Hey, Kodosh, thanks for the Prime. There's a ton of great people you can send those Bezo bucks to every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending them this way this month and keeping me around. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, my opponent. Sideboard cards are so good. Do 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 do. Mirror Universe. I think that one predates me. I only started playing in Apocalypse. I think Mirror Universe is older than I get for gathering magical cards. Yeah, I never played when this was the rule, but during pre-6th edition rules update, you used to have till end of phase to get your life total above 0, right? Am I recalling that correctly? Oh no! Chat! They drew an answer to Rest in Peace off of our deck! Oh no! Oh, what a disaster, chat! And we don't have Colors of Mana to kill Robber of the Rich here? What a tilter. How many red sources are in this deck? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, wow. There are only 14 red in this deck. Listen, chat. This is what I get for importing a deck list off the internet and not fully vetting the mana base in advance. I'm gonna level with you. The lack of inspiration I've had around building Magic decks recently has been a little low. So there's been a little bit less effort put into things. Yeah, our deck's definitely 1 to 2 red sources short. I even looked at the mana base before we started, but I was looking at it for white sources. So the mana was just actually atrocious in this deck to start. It was low. It had too much black and didn't have enough red or white. Pull that back up and count red sources after that. I'm really hoping they give us good alchemy changes later this month. Hoping and a praying. I think in combination with Savai Triome, we can't really play the Forsaken Crossroads. I think that's just too many tap lands when we're on the play. I'm mostly on an alchemy break until we get our first balance patch. I really like the idea and concept of alchemy, but the play patterns of the current top decks are kind of medium. We're gonna largely focus on historic and historic brawl for my Magic segments until alchemy gets a balance. Oh, and Cube Draft is coming back. When is Cube back? Is it Thursday? I think we get Cube Draft back on Thursday. We'll play some of that. Please be dead. Please be dead. Yeah, the first alchemy balance patch, I think is gonna really set the tone. Will really set the tone of the format. They are incredibly close to dead. Couple of live draws here. That's not one of them. Alright, so we gotta kill Luris. And then this has to attack us. So there's no reason to offer this trade. So I think we just pass and leave ourselves with 2 lethal threats for next turn. So the qualifier weekend for Magic Arena this month is Alchemy on the 15th, I believe. So my money is we'll get an Alchemy balance patch the week after that. So what day is that? My money's on the 20th for the first balance patch. Good. Thanks for the 40 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think if we get a balance patch by the 20th, I'd be pretty happy with that. If we get it by the 27th, that's the last acceptable weekend it can happen. At the first alchemy balance patch isn't coming until after the 27th. They've failed. To be blunt, in my opinion. So the 20th would be great. The 27th is acceptable. Not until February is too late. Skill game. Hashtag sometimes lucky.
Hey. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
All right, let's clean the mana up some here a little bit, huh? Get some more red sources in here. Well, and like, so I think the 20th is likely too, because Neo Kamigawa comes out the second weekend of February, right? So I don't think they want to balance patch super close to their new card release, because they want the new card release to be the thing people are focusing on when it happens. If I got rid of these pathways, like went up one of each of these, how much black does that leave me with? Looks like plenty. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that's plenty. That's 16 right now. Do I want some Seasoned Pyromancers in here? Well, so Riot actually tried to move to once every 2 months for balance patches, and it was too long and they annoyed the community. So they were doing once a month. They moved away from that. Now they're moving back to it. I think once a month is a pretty good cadence for balance changes. Is it better than Kroxa? I put these Kroxas in as a grind DXs, but maybe it's just Seasoned Boy. Seasoned Pyromancer is like also good with K Command too. Let's try that. Get another match or two in me before we switch over to Pokemon Unite. Matt agreed to play some duos with me in Pokemon Unite this afternoon, but I think I want to play Machamp to start, so wonder if that'll change his mind about playing with me. I think I would rather have Rahilda on 2 than Knight on 1 here, so I'm gonna play Clifftop Retreat tapped. Fatal Push here. Edge. No third land here is rough. That being said, a lot of card advantage in the control matchup is good. I am not starting a new variety game until next week. I think we are going to do Guardians of the Galaxy as my next variety game, but it's not going to be until next week. I'm ending my stream a little bit earlier than I have been each day this week. Detroit was awesome. We finished it last week. Detroit Become Human is easily the most invested I have ever felt in the outcomes of the characters I was playing. The connection between gameplay and storytelling was just so incredibly well done. Yeah, main deck rest in peace is a little bit of a rip for us. SK Command doesn't do anything now. Untapped land, please. Okay.
I'm the best fire starter there. This will be easy.
So long, Showdown.
Yup, you're going down.
Oh, you know what? If I would have done this proactively, we would have put a counter on here, right? Although I guess then they wouldn't have been forced to discard the Archmage's Charm necessarily.
I know 88 ways to keep an open mind.
Swing and a miss. You love to see it.
This will be easy.
Ha! Think I have to kill Narset here. That's close though. It could be right to just put them to 2. They took a Vanishing Verse from them earlier. So if they find a Vanishing Verse with this, they could still be in this game. If they don't find Vanishing Verse, they're dead to Chandra Emblem. I get 3 shots here. Bottoms up, please. Bottoms up. Survey says. My friend. Chandra is so good against these control decks, chat. Just so good. Just an effect that you love to see. Maybe I do leave the K commands in despite the Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace isn't good against a lot of the rest of our decks. They might board it out. And even if they have it, like, this still just like makes them discard a card in deals too, right? Which is fine. Do I want Rampaging Ferocidon over Helix? I think I do. Yeah, it was a game 1 Rest in Peace. Historic's a pretty inbred format with a lot of graveyard-based decks. It's not too surprising to see overall. Okay, so we're going to Knight of the Ebon Legion on 1 here. And then on turn 2, I can Shock and Thoughtseize to get a counter on this if it survives. Which is nice. Oh, you know what? I should Thoughtseize first? Nah, that's worse against Censor. It's good. So, like, they could Vanishing Verse this in response. Gosh, I think I just take their Fatal Push here, huh? Big Red's probably fine. That could be something to play later this week, Lempton. I've been looking for historic ideas. We could play Big Red with a splash, too. Like, we could play Big Red splash Thoughtseize. Something you've done in the flash, you like splash Thoughtseize and black removal. Like Big Rakdos. They get both on top. Well, that's terrifying. Hey, Bone Daddy, thanks for the 3 years. Welcome back. They showed us 2 Beholds in the first game, so naturally this is Doomscar. Hey, don't sweep me again. Yeah, 2 things that generate card advantage here. Hopefully they can only spot remove one of them. If they go land Wrath of God, we're up a creek without a paddle, but... they just spot remove one of our things, or God forbid pass the turn, we're in a great spot.
Focus and discipline, and meditate and prepare.
Might be right to just stomp their face there. We're gonna decline because there's a Narset in play at the moment. Listen, Chad, it's often sad when my opponent doesn't really get to play Magic, but they're also playing Esper control, so they can get what they deserve what they're getting. Be gone, foul creature! Regardless of how that went, someone wasn't getting to play, right? And in our defense, we did disrupt them with discard spells. We did disrupt them with discard. Also, they double topped with their scries that game, right? So they definitely could have gone looking harder for more lands. If I recall correctly. See, I actually extra don't feel bad for them because they double topped when they could have. They could have dug for lands. Read before need. That's a good way to put it. Hey, well, thanks for taking the time to do that now, Strictly. I appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. Remember to take a second, too, if you have it, to pop in the Discord server and let me know which of my content you've been enjoying. If you want more Historic, more Alchemy, more Brawl, more Runeterra, more Pokemon Unite, it's a great way to let me know. The survey there. A minute queue into a draw. We expect a daily cube when Arena is up. You cannot. I'm gonna do 1 or 2, but the cube voted almost as poorly as Standard did on the sub-survey. So I'm going to do a couple just because I like it, but I won't be all in on Cube because it's just not popular content with my audience. That's true too. Not all cubes are created equally is definitely accurate. We were Rahilda here. Smack for one. And then next turn we can Thoughtseize and Bonecrusher. Shock. Thoughtseize. Alright, I have to make a decision, chat. Are we going to be able to kill all of their stuff? This is a choice that could come back to bite me here, but I think we leave them cleave and just kill their board. Because, like, this is turning into a 2-3. Next turn they play this. I go land, Chandra, kill this. Yes. Yeah, first strike works on defense, unlike in Runeterra with quick attack. Apt summary.
I knew you needed my help. Yep, you're flammable.
It is an Ember Cleave, yep. If they have a haste creature here, we get a little bit in trouble for what I did this game, but if they don't have a haste creature to kill Chandra, we get to untap and start generating card advantage with her. We're in a good spot. Edge.
This was a waste of my time.
Alright, so if I hit them for 5, they go to 11, and then I can stomp them to 9, and then if I draw an untapped land next turn, they die without a blocker. I could have also been right to, like, stomp plus play Bonecrusher here. But now if they go land, attack, equip, cleave, they die to a land. An untapped land. He says before drawing Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Scruff McGruffin. Thank you for the 26 months. Welcome back. This is just lethal with the cleave, right? No matter how we slice it, it's gonna be 3, 4 bigger, so it's a 6. And then cleave makes it a 7. I can only get knight to a, see if they block. Yeah, it's fair. Ooze was a very good draw. We needed them to not have the Spellbreaker to kill the Chandra right away, or not have something like a Skews as a follow-up there. That's fine. We got a lot of good cards in this matchup. I think we're almost assuredly a favorite in best of 3. We're in some extra of these. Good removal spells. Yeah, we saw their hand and knew their hand was bad. Can't impact the top of their deck, though. Yeah, I think Scavenging Ooze is definitely a card that's underplayed in this format. The game looked like if we took away their cleave. I don't know. That's not the question you should ask yourself, Quilcy. That's a question that's going to make you a shitty Magic player. The question you need to ask yourself was it correct to not take the cleave with the information that we had? I am happy with the decision that I made with the information that we had at the time. You can't look back on decisions and go, did I make the right choice with information that I didn't have? It's a good life lesson in general too, right? Like don't beat yourself up over decisions you made that were correct at the time you made them. Good way to drive yourself mad. Madness. Utter madness. Alright, some banger draws. I like drawing extra cards, chat. It's my favorite. Alright, so we need a Skyclave or a Vanishing Verse ASAP. We got a bunch of draws at them, thankfully. Okay. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. My friend. Yeah, I'm a big Siphoner fan too. Really good power level, Dark Confidant. For sure. Back here, happy with how we're boarded. Yeah, this is fine. No, chat. They have their most busted start. Second Helix means we probably have a shot here. Maybe, question mark. Here's hoping. Don't play a 4-4. Don't do it. Have a heart. Oh, 4 2-2s. I mean, 4 2-2s is better for us than 1 4-4 with these Rahildas in hand. Question is, do they have a stomp or were they holding it for me to have a creature? They could have cleave. If they attack with everything here, I'm going to block a Land War Elf as opposed to Burning Emissary in an attempt to play around cleave. I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared for them to have drawn Cleave, chat. I don't know if I can handle it. Land Vanishing Verse. Okay, I got one of the things I wanted for Christmas. I'm gonna go to 3 here so I don't die to a stomp. So we still die to stomp. Maybe I'm supposed to play Chandra so I can start drawing towards another Helix to gain life. Alright, let's play some Pokemon Unite. I got nothing, shit. I got nothing. That was some Marduki.